It will be up, go further up, and finish on a high. Maleni from St Martin's Day and Trentin were the first three to try, and they were left to hang out there for a long, long time after all the racing rage behind them. 40 kilometres would pass and no breakaway. Then the next move went with 150 k's to go. Three riders again. They get around a minute, but then the real attacks would begin as the climb started. Alaphilippe going, Piccolo trying to follow, and then 40 or 50 riders trying to make it there with them. Alaphilippe made it to the front. In the end, 38 riders would get there. Pelayo Sanchez would be trying once again. But the groups at the front weren't that organised. Too many riders, and with 126 kilometres to go, the 38 riders away still trying to understand each other's ambitions, Alaphilippe and Maestri went. Alaphilippe's team must have been wondering what he was doing. They controlled for the first 60 kilometres or so. They had 26 seconds on the rest of the chasers, and the peloton eventually were letting the break go. But in the breakaway coming up from behind, in that large 38-man group, a couple of dangerous riders in the general classification. Domenico Pozzovivo was one at over 7 minutes. The main threat, though, was Alaphilippe's teammate Jan Hirt. He was travelling at just over 5 minutes. He was on his way, in fact, to the podium in the general classification. So behind, Bahrain started to ride. They'd be assisted by UAE Emirates, holders of the pink jersey. Alaphilippe and Maestri would be ahead with 1 minute and 42 as we went into the final 50 kilometres. The big chasing group behind had long split up. Pogacar was all smiles as the threats on the GC faded away. And a group of 9 was now chasing the two up the road. Inside the final 15 kilometres, the wind blowing as well. Everybody was watching the peloton and the Maglia Rosa group as a few splits appeared, but everyone was also watching this group led by Narvaez and company to see if they'd come back on Alaphilippe and Maestri. 43 seconds with 11 k's to go, and Alaphilippe on the final climb to Monte Giove, dropping the man he'd ridden with so well. Maestri, 32 years of age, never won a Giro stage at 7 attempts. There was the first attempt for Alaphilippe on Giro debut, also in his 30s, not having won a Grand Tour stage for a good 3 years. But he was away, he was alone, he had 10.5 kilometres to go, going over the final climb, and with just over 40 seconds as the group behind broke up again. Narvaez looking good, and he'd go with Hermans as Valgren followed on with Stanoni on his wing. Still not a done deal at this stage. Narvaez, we know, in fine form. Bora Hansgrohe were trying to put Dani Martinez in the right place to challenge Tadej Pogacar. We waited to see if there'd be any moves. At the front, there was no movement in the gap, and Julian Alaphilippe was on his way to a chance at glory. 37 seconds in the final 2.5 kilometres. Finally alone. Half a minute to celebrate. Julian Alaphilippe winning alla grande at the Giro d'Italia. A message to Patrick Lefevre after all of the winter criticism, and joining the Grand Tour Grand Slam Stage Winners Club. The Vuelta Tour and now Giro. Already a Giro stage winner a couple of times. Narvaez was second. Third place would go to Hermans. It was a day that had started absolutely rapidly. The first half an hour at 55 kilometres per hour, and there would have been a sigh of relief in the pink jersey group as they all crossed the line without any major differences in the top 10. A stressful day to control behind.